So today we're talking about how to make your customers addicted to your products using the value-based approach in your brand's email marketing strategy. We are going to split this into 3 parts. The first part is the only way to make your customers addicted. The second part is how to install a worldview in the customer's mind in 3 easy steps through education. And the third part is creating a step-by-step value plan for your brand. So let's get straight into it. First of all, in order to make a customer addicted to your brand, you have to understand them first. You need to know every single question and objection they have on their journey with your brand, what goes inside their head when they've seen a couple of your ads, when they first land on your website, when they checked out some of your products but haven't pulled the trigger yet, after they place their first order, after they place their second order, and so on. If you can answer all of these, you've effectively created a customer journey map. After you've identified the 5 stages of your customer journey, you've got to dig deeper. How does your customer get from one stage to another? Which drop-off points could be improved? Which tools and channels should you take advantage of at each stage? So you have to make it easy to get addicted to your products. And here is where installing a worldview comes in. If you can successfully install a worldview in your customers that align with your brand, you can play e-commerce on easy mode. Installing a worldview in their minds will make them raving fans before they even start buying your products. And if your product is actually great, you will finally be able to keep more profit in your pocket. And installing a worldview can only be done through education. So educating the customer on your brand, on your products, on the science behind your brand, on the benefits behind your brand, and enforcing these with enough social proof that the customer can logically make a buying decision. If you have a great product and you educate, you have an incredibly powerful sales machine at your disposal without needing to sacrifice profit and relying on discounts and fake scarcity. So a great example for value-driven content is this campaign from the 1920s or 30s, I think, which is De Beers, a jewelry brand, created demand for diamond rings in the 20s by installing a worldview that diamonds are the best gem for engagement rings. So they didn't do it by giving 20% off diamond rings and calling it an engagement ring sale, but instead they did it through educational content. So they actually educated the customer through storytelling and positioning diamond rings as the best option for engagement. And after this campaign, another problem came up, that diamond reselling became a thing. They needed to make it unpopular to resell, which created the infamous "a diamond is forever" slogan they've been using ever since. So this is how storytelling and value-driven content can basically change our culture, because our worldview was directly affected by this campaign, because since then, diamond engagement rings are not optional, they are basically a must. So let's look at part 2 on how to install a worldview in 3 easy steps through education. So step 1, let's cover what not to do. Installing a worldview can only be done through educational content, as you saw with the De Beers campaign and many more. Sending discounts to your email list will bring in more sales in the short term and is an easy fix for a struggling brand. And if you are a brand owner that loves cutting their margins in half by recklessly selling their products at a discounted price, by any means, keep doing it. Those who are tired of only being able to convert customers through discounts, this video is for you. Try switching the welcome offer from a boring discount to a free gift or resource. Another is stop relying on discounts for promotions and get more creative. So not a flat discount, but a buy one, get one cashback, gift with purchase, or bundle offer. And also ditch flash sales and limited time offers, because they're making your customers incredibly price sensitive. So step 2 is sending value-driven emails. So first of all, what are value-driven emails? Every business that solves a specific pain or fulfills a specific desire can create value-driven content. Value comes from the combination of understanding the customer's pain and giving actionable advice to ease that pain. For example, this person here has sleeping issues. They are struggling to sleep properly and they don't know how to solve this problem. First of all, define your brand and you educate them on different solutions, both free and paid, and ultimately your product. For example, in your content and email campaigns, you cover how sleep environment affects their sleep, how natural remedies could help improve their sleeping, everyday tips to improve sleep, and the effects of stress on sleep, etc. And now they try these and notice an improvement in their sleep, and they start to trust your brand, and they ultimately place their first order. So this is approximately in a really dumbed down version of how value-driven emails and how the value-driven approach really works. So step 3 is actually covering a couple educational content formats that we saw working right now in the DTC e-com space. So you have the quite logical question after all this information that how you can come up with content ideas. If you created a thorough customer journey map, you already know the questions and objections your customer has. Those will be your main topics for coming up with content for your email campaigns. And let's look at a couple evergreen e-commerce email formats that will work in 2025 and beyond. So first of all, us versus them. Here's a perfect example. By the way, you can access this document through the link in the description, and you can check out all of these campaigns in detail. So another is highlighting a benefit. So for example, this is not highlighting a benefit directly, but highlighting an ingredient that has a benefit. I don't think you heard about this ingredient before, like actually reading this. And this is extremely powerful that you educate your customers constantly and keep them in loop as to what's going on in your brand and how your products are made and why your products are better than anyone else's. So educating them on like an ingredient and tying that ingredient to a benefit, as you can see here, is a really great way to slowly install a worldview in the customer that your products are the best in the market and they can't live without your products. Another content format is highlighting a product. Here they highlighted not one but multiple products, which is a product line here, like moisturizers, and they wrote a couple sentences to each product as to why these are good and who should choose them. So another is answering FAQs or highlighting one FAQ and answering that in detail if you have like a complex question you get all the time. But here they ask the staff and professionals the questions they got across social media. So this is a really great campaign to have. It's really engaging. And then objection handling. This is a classic. I think I don't have to go into too much detail with this one, but this is a great campaign doing that. And then highlighting a review. So this is one of our campaigns actually. We did for a hair care brand. And we highlighted a great review that really showed the transformation. Yeah, and then tied it to the product, so why the product is great. And then lastly, but I could go on for fucking ages, is a how-to guide, which is also really engaging. With the how-to guides, and actually all of them, you can really indoctrinate the customers into believing that your products are going to solve their problems and not just think that you are promising something you can fulfill. Now that we've covered all this, there is one last part, the third part, which is actually creating your value plan. I would actually recommend that you do this while I break it down, so you can build an actual value plan, like a content calendar basically for your brand, and fill your campaign calendar with actually valuable, value-driven emails that drive a lot of engagement and traffic to your website and to your products. So first of all, I'm going to cover two quite different examples And we are also going to use AI to speed up the process. You don't have to use AI. This can all be done completely manually, but AI can be really powerful in speeding up this process. So if you want to create a lot of ideas really fast, AI is the way to do it. So the first example is a supplement brand selling magnesium citrate to improve sleep without dependencies for the sleep-deprived professional. This is our ICP. I've collected some objections they might have. I've collected some FAQs. This part is what I would recommend doing manually. You should already have a complete document with all this. All we need is the FAQs and the objections and this prompt to get 3 different campaign ideas that are both engaging and also value-driven and can be used to indoctrinate your customers and make them addicted to your products. This prompt is basically asking that it should create as many value-driven campaigns as possible based on the FAQ and or objections. The more specific ideas, the better. For every idea, write a 1 to 2 sentence plot for the email. 20% of the emails will be plain text, which are text heavier, and 80% will be image-based, which are design heavier. For the image-based emails, give me some ideas on infographics that would help the customer digest information better. Overall, for each email, focus either on education or community building or social proof. So we've categorized it into 3 different buckets, and I would recommend using, and we did the same for women's fashion brand, selling high quality handcrafted apparel. We also generated some objections and some FAQs, and then used the same exact prompt to come up with 30 different ideas. And we've also built this all into a campaign calendar where week 1, 2, 3 are value driven and week 4 are promotional. And this is the easiest way to come up with months and months worth of content ideas for your email campaigns. And I recommend you to check this document out in detail. And I hope this breakdown helps you understand how powerful value-driven emails are, and that you shouldn't rely on discounts and fake scarcity in your email marketing strategy. So I hope this helped, and have a nice one.